looking at completely new audiences. And I think that is the beauty and the main game of Google search ads is targeting everyone. You don't have to target a specific audience or a retargeting audience. Of course, that is your call to take. If you feel that there is benefit in retargeting customers, you can always do that as well. But for now, we will keep it only for new audiences. So here you can also select your budget. So how much you're willing to pay. So this is a daily budget. So how much are you willing to shell out every single day for your campaigns? So how Google search actually works for you. So let me just give you a pro tip here. So you might enter, say, 5,000 rupees per day as your campaign budget. But you would see that in the initial few days, it would spend much lesser. Probably it didn't spend the entire amount. Like it spent only 1,000 rupees or say 1/10 of your budget. But then a few days later, you would see that your daily budget sort of increases. So what Google does is Google understands what is your daily spend limit. If you have underspent it, then it will compensate for it in the future days. And if you have overspent it, it will look at your overall daily budget. Say you had a daily budget of 5K for 4 days, which is a 20,000 completely for those 4 days. Google will ensure that you spend only that 20,000, but it may fluctuate day on day. That is, on some days it may underspend, on some days it may overspend. So it's good to keep that in mind when you are launching a campaign as well. So for now, since this is a test campaign, I'm going to put a very minimal budget of 100 rupees per day. And I've put an end day for today itself. So I hope this money is of mine. I hope I remember to pause it. I don't want to spend my money on nothing, right? So just going to put a budget of 100, but an ideal budget that I would suggest a minimum would be a 500 to 1,000 Indian rupees. So of course you can convert that to whichever currency you are using for your Google Ads campaign. But a good benchmark is somewhere around that to get a minimum amount of clicks so that you get some understanding of the campaign and how things work. So this, because it's a test campaign, I've just put 100 rupees budget. And here comes the bidding model. So this is quite important in Google search. So this is how you actually optimize your campaign. So here by default, it is that what do you want to focus on? What are you bidding for? So here by default, it's clicks. So you're bidding for clicks. So you're telling Google that I want maximum clicks out of this. So you can also read that this campaign will use the maximize clicks bid strategy to help you get most clicks for your budget. So here what you can do is you can actually select a maximum cost per click bid limit. So if you know that number, what is that number? What is that CPC or the cost per click that you get usually? What is a good number for that? Then you can of course enter that. Say it could be a 20 or 30 rupees. But that depends on business to business, depends on your competition, depends on the kind of keywords you're bidding. So for starters, it's probably best not to put a number to that. Maybe once you understand what that number is, that is when probably you can add what your maximum cost per click limit is. So here you can also focus on other metrics like a target impression share, or you can actually select your bid strategy directly. So you can also select the maximize conversions, which a lot of people do. So the conversion, in this case, the conversion objective is whatever conversion you select. So here by default, it is a purchase conversion. So like I mentioned earlier, the conversion action is whatever is your desired end goal. So it could be a lead form fill, it could be an add to cart, or someone actually playing a game, watching a video, etc. So you get the drill, right? So you can even select maximize conversion. So I want to get maximum purchases out of this campaign. So, or maximum lead form fills, or whatever the objective is. In this case, it is purchases by default. So it is maximum conversions I can select, or a target CPA. So in each of these bid options, you can, I'm sorry, it just went back. So here is where I selected earlier. Select a bid strategy directly. Although it's not recommended by Google, this is what actually gives you a little more control over your campaigns. So if you are a beginner, I would suggest you can either try a maximize clicks or maximize conversions. So target CPA, target return on ad spend, these are all different types of bid strategies available. And against each, when you hover over them, you can see what it actually means. So target CPA means that you set a bid to get an average cost per action. So whatever the cost per action is, say you want people to convert at 200 rupees or 300 rupees, you can mention that amount and Google will try to optimize towards that. Or a target return on ad spend. So do you want like 100% return on ad spend or a 200% return on ad spend? You can always enter that and use this bid strategy. Of course, it doesn't work like magic in the first few days, but this is something that is usually used at a later stage of the campaign. Maximize conversion value, target impression share, manual cost per click. So that is, you enter how much the cost per click should be. Target impression share is when you're looking at more of a branding sort of a message. So you want most people to see your ads at least. So that is your objective. So it depends on people. So I'll just leave it at maximize conversions for now. And post that, you can enter the conversion event that matters most to you. So as of now, it's not set up, but by default, what will happen is it will be a purchase conversion event that occurs here. So here are a few ad extensions as well that you can add. So these are actually a little more advanced settings, which are not compulsory as such, but can help you improve your campaigns better. So ad rotation, you can mention optimize for best performing ads, do not optimize, rotate ads indefinitely. That is, you want all your ads to show up. That's what it means. So you can leave these as is. You can even ignore these whole ad extensions bit, but just for you to understand, site links, extensions are additional links to your ad basically. So they just help your ad look a bit more bigger and attractive. So you can also read here, ad extensions help you get 15% higher click-through rate. So click-through rate is a very important metric in ads. So this essentially means that the percentage of people who actually view your ad versus the people who actually land up on your website. So this is very crucial in digital marketing. So if 15% higher click-through rate, then definitely you can add an ad extension. So these could be small snippets that you can add a description about what you offer or what other items that you have. You can just detail it out a bit, and call out extensions are a bit more information about your ad. So it could be something like, we have 50,000 happy customers, 10,000 brands. I mean, not 10,000, like 100 plus brands, and so on. So, and call extensions, you can definitely add a phone number. So if you're a local store, you can definitely use that to get some phone calls So there are also these other types of ad extensions to make your ad look a bit more hefty and a lot more information within that. So here you can add a promotion extension, price extension. If you have an offer running, you can definitely add that in. An app extension. If you have an app, you can ask people to download the app. Of course, all of these won't be shown at once, but it will be shown basis what the scenario is, what the situation demands. So here we will hit on save and continue and go ahead. Okay, so it hasn't approved my bidding strategy because I haven't set up my conversions yet. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll use a maximize click bid strategy.